Hi guys, and welcome back to Flipping Motors. So this video, it's a little bit of a catch-up video. So a couple of updates first of all, good and bad. BMW sold last night, and I got a nice little part exchange for that, which you'll be seeing later on in this video. Seems a nice little car so far. I haven't had a proper look around in the light, but we'll have a little look, proper little drive about, see what we think. The Punto, that's currently in getting repaired. The engine light came on, and it turns out it's a neutral position sensor on the gearbox. Sounds fairly common, doesn't sound too hard to get to. Parts about £130. So I've got a Fiat specialist on with that, as the codes have proven quite difficult to read on a standard OBD reader. So he's on with that. What else have we got going on? For Hyundai's up for sale, i30 I bought fairly cheap, cleaned up quite well. Massive prep bill. Shouldn't really make much money, but it'll be a great little car for someone, and it's had absolutely all sorts, so it shouldn't need anything for a little while. Subaru, this was a little while back now. So the Subaru I actually sold to a friend of mine, but it's out in the sticks. He wanted a four-wheel drive, downsize a little bit, something to get him through winter. It went to him unprepared. I gave him the offer, look, I'll fully prepare it and sell it for £2,500, and off we go. But he chose to take it unprepared. I made about £50, was it 100 maximum or something on it? Done him a bit of a favour with the payments and so on. It's quite a close friend, and guess what happens? He's straight away having issues. Obviously we did a couple of DPF regens, and then we've got the issue that he's then tried to do it himself. Didn't work, so tried to get the DPF knocked out, remapped and so on, and there's a catastrophic failure. Could be the turbo, but the latest I've heard, it could be the engine. Another reason not to sell cars to friends or people you're close with. It's an absolute nightmare. He's not holding me responsible, he knows the trade, but I obviously feel absolutely terrible. I haven't done anything wrong, but it's not a nice position to be in, let's face it. And yes, I've been pre-warned by one of my other friends not to buy Subaru diesel. I told him not to buy the car, but I think it was that rally blue paint, big spoiler, big alloy wheels, bucket seats. It was hard to resist. Same reason I bought it from the auction, really. But yeah, off the back of a success of the latest Punto, which seems a nice little car to drive. The videos, I think you guys are enjoying it. I've just bought another one. It was was it on the Sunday trade, I think? Can't remember, might have been Friday actually. Going to pick it up now though, just a little cheapie, no report, but it owes me out the door about £380, so it's not too bad. MOT is out, so we'll get that sorted and we'll go from there, see what it needs, see what it's like. Don't know much about it, it's black. The interior looks a bit manky, so it'll need a good clean out. We'll be going straight in for service and MOT. We'll have a quick look around that shortly, and then we'll have a look around my part exchange for the BMW. I'm really pleased with it actually. I don't think I got it really cheap, but I didn't get it for bad money. I don't think I overpaid either. It's probably a car I'm going to retail. I offered it to Anthony at Budget Bangers. I think he's got a bid on at the moment, so he's trying to shift a bit of stock. So I think I'm just going to do it myself. I've offered it to a friend with a garage as well, so he could probably retail it, but I'm waiting for him to get back to me. So in the meantime, it's in for service, MOT, and there's a dent repair on one of the doors. But for now, the main thing is we need to have a look around this Punto, see what's what. £380, it's not a lot of money to owe. See where we're at with it really, see what it needs. How long's that camera been like that? I've been looking at the stars there. But yeah, I'll have a little look around it, see what it needs. We'll have a brief look, and then we'll get on to my part exchange. May actually be going to a car auction later, so to be fair, I might buy one little GP, but it's probably just a case of having a little look around, see what's going on, because I haven't been up to Wilson's for a while. I don't think they'll let me film, but if I can get a couple of little videos, I will, because I know from other channels like Shifted Metal, Joe from Barrow, Car UK, Lee from the Car Pitch, their auction videos are always a huge success. So I'll see what I can do. If not, we've got some big news coming, and I think you'll really enjoy this one. I've got a video I'm going to do probably next weekend. I'll mention that later on in this video, as I think you'll be really happy with the content that's coming this way. Catch up shortly, guys. See you soon. I think I've just bought the dirtiest car in the world. Look at this. Plenty of air fresheners. Sign of an absolutely filthy car trying to mask the smell. Beautiful red seats. Not like I've never been sat in. But he's left me a packet of Parma violets, but I'm not really... That is absolutely vile. And I'm glad I haven't had any breakfast this morning. Clearly a smoker. Disgusting. Does it? What? That is absolutely vile. This is definitely going to the valet as this one. I'm not even touching this. Oh, Kit Kat. Oh, a notebook. Shall we see if there's any reminders telling him to clean his car? I don't think there will be. No. Possibly a student. Split ends, headlights, ringworm. There's probably plenty of that in this car. Prepare to cut men's hair. Else it could be a barber. I wouldn't want him cutting my hair after he's been driving around in this absolute shed, but here we are. And here it gets better. Oh! The mighty 1.4. Oh, she sounds lovely. Low fuel, obviously. City steer works, that's good. Let's get it pulled out and we'll have a look around the rest of it if we dare. Right, I don't have much time for this car. It's, I know said I only paid £380, but I think that was £380 too much. So scuffing the back arch, polish the best of that, and touch in where required. It's not actually that deep. Probably needs a set of trims if you can't get them back on properly. It's absolutely vile. Let's get the key out anyway. I'm sure I've seen something for oil pressure as well, which is always a good sign. There you go, boot opens. Oh, it's only got the manual one. That's not a button on this car, it's just a baby model. Decent sized boot. Parcel, there's left a parcel shelf at least there, I look under here. Probably the cleanest part of the car, to be honest. Oh, I've got parcel shelf string there. Doesn't look like there's any water. Shame you don't sit in a boot, isn't it, really? I bet that doesn't work. Oh yeah, that doesn't work, does it? Looks like the... Oh, yeah, broken that. It's cleaning the boot. Very good. Where do we start? Where do we stop? So wheel trim's damaged. Tyres look about knackered as well, nice and cracked. Dents, scratches, small scratches. You name it. That's no. She's a beast. Why do I do this to myself? Bonnet, that's probably not going to up. It's probably not going to open now, is it? What a shed. That's in a glove box. No, not a lot actually. New keeper slip. Lovely. So what have I got so far? Does this open yet? That works. Is that a petrol filler or something? Oil. That would be handy actually. Might keep that. Needs a very good clean. I don't know what to do with this. I'm sure the oil light was on as well. I'm just going to leave that like that then. Shall we just take it off? We might as well just take it off. You don't want it coming off on the A19 or the A1, do you? Is the bolt loose? We'll have a little look about. I think I've got a toolkit in my truck. I'm sure it said oil pressure. I mean, I'll be honest with you, at this stage I'm really not that bothered. If I lose 100 quid on it, so be it. Let's wait for the oil pressure light, see if it comes on. Warning, low fuel. Handbrake's good. I don't think that really matters, does it? There's no miles of fuel in it. Well, there's no oil pressure light, it's absolutely fine. I'll just say here, isn't it? Yeah, not impressed with this one. I think we'll skip this one. So we can give the local scrap man a quick ring. Alright, let's have a look what else we can find. So, well, it's recently put some tyres on it. Shock looks a bit rusty. Brake pipe seems alright. Front brake discs look like they have a slight lip on them. A couple of scuffs on the bodyweight. The back tyres are very, very cracked, so they'll likely have to be replaced. Is that brake pipe there? It's a low. Spring looks a bit rotten, as does the shocker and everything else. Exhaust, let's have a look. Yeah, need some back tyres. But again, I think that's the least of its worries. Possibly a brake pipe there. I'll have a little look, it does look a bit chewed up actually. Don't think the exhaust's blown from the back. But again, it's probably the least of the thing's worries. That wheel trim is probably going to come off on the motorway, so I'll try and remove that. Oh, look at that there. It's held in place by the steel wheel. Interesting. That's not coming off, is it? Not a great deal to see around here. Let's have a look underneath if we can. So it looks like it's had a fairly recent front pipe with the exhaust. So we'll have to have a little look, see where that's come from. It might just be the clamp at the back, I don't know. Can't really see much in the way of suspension arms or anything. We'll have a quick look at the oil sump, because I know they often become porous on the 1.2 fire engine. I have opened the bonnet, by the way. Let's have a little look for. Can't really see. Yes, it does look a little bit damp there, doesn't it? There's something going on. Could be the sump, could be something higher up. It looks like the oil filter hasn't been changed in a little while. Get the mechanic to look over it, see how bad it really is. It might not be as bad as we think, you know. Good valet, might need a couple of brake pipes, tyres, front brakes, MOT, service, bit clamp on the exhaust. If it's that, I'll probably just do it. But if not, if there's more to it, we will find out. It might be one not worth getting into, hopefully. Otherwise it's just a waste of money. You'll probably lose 100 quid or something, but we'll have a little look, see what we think. Catch up with you shortly, guys, and I'll show you around my new part exchange. Right guys, change of plan. I should really be more organised and do a bit of a script on these videos. So I think this Punto in its own is a video actually. I think it's genuinely the dirtiest car I've ever bought. So it's going to go into me mechanic for Judgement Day, see if it's scrap, see if there's any it's actually worth trying to get 100 quid, 200 quid out of it. I mean, what's it worth realistically tidied up? The grand, 1200 quid. So I'll probably have a little go. It's probably 1100 quid max in it, 1130 grand for it. I'll get it in with him, see what he says. If it's too far gone, probably scrap it and lose 100 quid, 150 quid or something. But I'd much rather do that than start getting headaches off some stupid old Punto, especially when there's a good auction on this afternoon where, well, I don't know what it's like at the moment. I haven't been to a physical auction in a while. Might be able to buy some nice stuff, I don't know. But either way, I wouldn't mind knowing off Jim what the crack is with this Punto, because it is absolutely hanging. So I think we'll end the video with the Punto, and I'll give you the decision very shortly. See what Jim has to say, see what it needs, and you'll find out what I'm doing with it. I'll catch you on another video to have a look around my Skoda Fabia I took in part exchange. Right, so here is what the Punto needs. So as you can see, we've got 2 rear tyres, which I estimate to be about £100. Got the back box. I say it may just weld on, but worst case it may need a back box. I suspect a part to be about £50 plus a bit of labour. We could just get away with a repair, which might end up being, what, 30 or 40 quid. Front CV boot, you get a stretchy boot and hours labour, so roughly £50, maybe a little bit more. Rear brakes noisy, worst case that's going to be a set of shoes, may just need adjusting up or down or something. Front pads, I've priced up with discs. I reckon about pads and discs you'd get for 60 quid plus a bit of labour, maybe 100 quid or so. If it just needs a pad, so like we've said, brilliant. So it may need the caliper, but I think it will push back and free up. Hopefully that will be the case, that will be another £80 or so. So the sump gasket, there's a minor leak. It must have been doing it for some time. There was a little bit of oil around it, but if it's not going to be dripping onto someone's drive, probably just end up cleaning it up. It's not going to be a very profitable car. If I did say, however, it needed a bulb, and one of the rear lights has been playing up a little bit. Apparently it was apparent with the hazards flashing, so we just need to sort out one of the earths for that. But other than that, they honestly said, probably not as bad as we all thought to start with. I need to sort a couple of wheel trims, probably a fresh set of plates. I can get 2 wheel trims for 25 quid. Wiper arm with the blade is £7.99. Honestly, I'm probably going to do it. It's better than scrapping it for 200 quid, losing 180 quid. Doing it this way, we might actually make 180 quid. And it will make a good little car for somebody. Even if we break even, I'd rather do that with a bit of work, bit of a valet. I will probably pay someone to do that. I think it's a bit beyond me. But I'll probably give it a bit of a go, get someone to scrub the seats. I'll do the rest of it, as I've got my own products that I like to use and some good stuff to get rid of a nasty smell of cigarettes in the car. But yeah, probably going to be going ahead with that, getting all the bits sorted. JBM Darlington will be doing all the work on that car. But I'm looking to see how it ends up, this car. Their advice was, yeah, it's not as bad as we all thought it would be, looking at the state of the inside. So it just proves to show, yeah, some cars don't get looked after, but they're not dead yet. It would be a shame to have scrapped that car, as we think there may be a little bit of life in it yet. Hope you've enjoyed this video. I'll show you it once it is all cleaned up and looking 100 times better. And then I've got a video coming up of the Skoda Fabia that I took in part exchange. I'm not sure when that will be. Obviously, as you know, I do this as a hobby, works around work commitments, so I need to have a chance to do it first. I haven't dropped it off at the garage yet. Used it to get up to an auction today, didn't buy anything, everyone was going through extortionate, so I'll probably stick with just a BCA as opposed to going to physical auctions. It's just a free-for-all, honestly. Cars that I was willing to pay about £500 was people paying double that. So there was a Mini went through, Mini 129,000 miles. And then it didn't seem too bad, but made my friend notice that the engine warning light was on. The second time we went back to the car, I'm very careful with the Minis. Sadly, if it's cheap, I'll have it. But without that, I was willing to pay maybe about £500–600. It went through with the engine light on for £1,000, which I think is just absolutely ridiculous. So, I mean, cap clean on that car, I think it was 640 quid. So, plus the fees, I mean, I'd probably be selling the car for maybe £100–200 more than that, if that. That's at a push. So, not me. If people want to charge stupid amounts for cars that aren't worth it, that's down to them. But there we have it. Leader Auto Parts, I'm going to get all my parts from. So I do recommend them if you're in the Darlington County Durham area, Teesside. Really, sorry about the interruption there. They do supply an excellent part and an even better price. Thanks so much for tuning in, guys. Like I say, we've got the Fabia video coming up next, but I've also got some, well, hopefully, some auction content. There's a classic car auction at WB and Sons up in Newcastle. I don't know if you follow Mark II Mitch. He does a similar type of thing. Looking forward to meeting up with him there. Already dropped him a little message, and be nice to do a bit of content myself. I'm sure you guys will enjoy it. Thanks again for watching. Please like and subscribe if you haven't already. I'm aiming for the 500 mark by the end of the year. We're doing quite well so far. We're close to 400. Hope you're still enjoying my videos. Take care now. Bye bye.